It is the first city to produce the first female medical doctor. Our team received a rapturous welcome when she was met for unscheduled interview session, where she recounted with nostalgia her experience as a young girl in pursuit of a career in medicine in the northern Nigeria.
And we are not using semester where you say you carry something away, and we are not so many in the class. I remember when we were undergraduate students, we are about 6 of us to a corps to do the dissection. But now I hear that, I learned that you can be up to 20 or 30 sharing a corpse. So that if you don't even touch it, you are just looking at it, you will be covered. Because you are not, you are too many to a corpse. We are just about 36 in our class. Now I learned that there are sometimes up to 80 or 100 students in class. So my education was very straightforward, simple, and we had support of in my primary school, they are native authorities. They buy everything for you, they take you to school, they bring you back home. When I finished, I decided to go for pediatrics, that is children care. And what pushed me into pediatrics actually was the way I found them very amiable. One, they don't pretend.
Yes, they don't.
If a child is conversing now and he's better tomorrow, he'll start his play.
Yes.
You are doing around, the mother is telling a story, but he's laughing. I say, stop saying your mama is sick. Look sick. So unlike the adults who can do a little bit of dramatization and misleading, and then it's easier to see them. Like if I don't have to start putting my tongue, ask you to open your mouth. If you cry, I'll leave whatever I do and see whatever I want to see free of charge. I can see the throat, I can see the lips, I can see the eyes free of charge. I don't have to start asking you to open your mouth.
In the pre-colonial era before the advent of Islam, leadership succession style changed from hereditary to rule by the fittest, characterized by greed, betrayal, political intrigues and treacherous tendencies. Saki Sorao fell to the treacherous machinations of Korao, who conspired with Sorao's wife to neutralize his power. He was an easy prey when Korao challenged him to a wrestling contest and overthrew him as the ruler of Derby Tokushi. Oral tradition also has it that the sword used by Korao to slay Sorao is still one of prominent insignia in the present Amir of Katsina's palace. The bachelor drum is struck 12 times by the Galadima and only beaten again when a new Amir ascends the throne. According to historians, the other times the bachelor drum could be beaten till today include installation of a new Kora, Dabi, Yondoka, Saken Sulabawa and Dombwa with the drum beaten by a tambura who strikes it 3 times on each occasion. Also, the drum is beaten endlessly at the top of a tower, Soran Bawada, for all to hear when Ramadan ends or war is imminent. Till today the person who holds the office of tambura also heads a ward in Katsina and receives a new horse as gift from the Amir during festivals. Lord Lagarde had asserted in the annual report on colonies, 1905, that the origin of the drum had been lost to antiquity. However, oral narration holds the belief that the drum had been part of the artifacts inherited by the jihadists when Katsina fell in 1807. Several monuments and historical sites such as Kosugu Well Adora, Dotsen Bamo, Dotsen Talkin, and Bamle Batere-tere Shrine are places or objects of great historical values in ethnic identity and reconnection of the people with their root. A visit to these sites, irrespective of ethnic or religious affiliation, guarantees an exciting, fascinating and fulfilling experience. A visit to Derby Tokushi would not make complete sense without a stop at the Kosugu Well in Dora. The link between Kosugu Well Inn and the narration about the 7 original Hausa settlements will surely elicit emotional attachment, which reinforces ethnic identity. The city gate through which Bajida entered Dora still stands as the main entrance into the town, having been renovated severally over the years. A collaborative effort in 1907 between the then Amir of Katsina, Muhammad Diko, and the British resident officer for archaeological analysis of mounds excavated, yielded interesting but inconclusive results. Although some evidence of the reign of a queen buried with precious items and parts of her remains are today on display at the Katsina office of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments. It is also interesting to note that the Bamle Batere-tere shrine at Derby Tokushi is regularly visited by people from all walks of life for solutions to myriad of problems, provided they believe in the Bamle Batere-tere's capacity to magically meet their needs. Oral tradition gives account of the role the stone play in the religious belief of the people. In the pre-colonial era, human beings were offered as sacrifice to the deity with the belief she would grant them success in the event of a war, as the person counted as the 100th from a battalion of warriors would be offered as sacrifice to the deity. However, whether one believes the myth about the stone or not, the challenge people are not willing to accept is to step or sit on the stone and live to tell the story. There are several testimonies from people attesting to the magical power of the stone when refuge is sought for spiritual deliverance or solutions to real-life problems. Above all, recent reappearance of Talkin Batere-tere at Bamle Batere-tere the next day after it was moved to Jaidan Mokama Museum in Kano State, left many perplexed and made them to affirm their belief in its magical power of the stone.
This is a Batere-tere stone. And this is a stone people worship in those days before they go for war. According to the history they give us, that during the time the Talkin Batere-tere was worshipping this stone, anybody that steps on this stone is going to die instantly, or the person will turn mad. But now, they don't die, they don't turn mad. But up to tomorrow, if you come to this stone, whatever you request, if you believe on it, you are going to succeed. But you have to sacrifice. And they say the way they worship the stone that time, they used to count people from 1 to 100. Okay, with the last 100 will be slaughtered and wash the blood with this stone.
Human being.
Human being, yes. Because they say it has a certain color that used to change, that the people would agree to start going for war. It's a sacrifice. You sacrifice 1 for 100. 1 for 100. So if they start sacrifice and it doesn't go well, they'll come back to women. So they will be counting women, and the last 100 will be slaughtered. They will worship the stone with the blood of that person. They say, as that God will come to Nama, they will now allow to go for war. So if 500 people go for war, it's only 5 people will die. The rest will come back because they have sacrificed for that person. So they tell there was a time when they do the excavation, this stone was taken to Gidamokamakano. They told the white men that they should not go with it. They said they have to go with it. So when they go to Gidamokamakano with this stone, before the day break, they could not find the stone. The stone come back to this place. You're welcome. So,
is it a true story?
When it is 12 o'clock in the night, you can't cross here. You'll be hearing different sound. Yes.
Even up to now.
Up to tomorrow.
There is claim that would-be warrior qualifies to be enlisted in a war if he could successfully lift Talkin Takusheyi. It is the belief of the people that Talkin Takusheyi itself magically gives an individual the strength to lift it. A visit to the site removes any shroud of doubt, as mysterious positioning of the rock, height and weight go beyond the ordinary. How the war commanders get to the top of the rock to address those recruited remains a mystery.
Welcome to another historical place again. This very stone you are seeing, they call it Dutse washing. Dutse take. Go on. What a Dutse take is a stone they used in those days to measure the weight of those that will go for war. Anybody that carry this, raise this stone up and bring it down is part of those that will attend the war.
They must have
Secondly,
some kind of spirit in them.
this is the stone again that the king used to climb to address the army. So I don't know how he managed to climb it. Is it spiritually? Or if not, I don't think how, because that time there's no this tree.
Trees, yes.
So that's just a little history of the place. If you look, see the way the stone stayed, it stayed narrowly. I didn't fall down.
Yes. His balance, is that something here that is holding it down?
Ah, it's spiritually. If not, the wind will have fallen down.
Now join us on the trip to Enugu Enwo, a stunningly endowed land. The Millikan Hills, Ivy Valley Coal Mine, and Enwo Caves and Oyokoka Waterfall are fascinating important historical sites connected to the life and history of the people. The decision of the Enugu state government in 2018 to reconstruct the 4.8 kilometers Millikan Road with a view to addressing some safety concerns is not only commendable but a bold attempt at kickstarting exploitation of the hill's huge potential for tourism development in the state. Millikan Hills is about 100 meters above sea level, which makes it an ideal destination for hiking, recreation activities and competitive sport. According to the experts, on the average, some sites could be about 60 meters above sea level. Hiking could be strenuous and daunting, but the experience could be thrilling. It compares in terms of distance with Segla in the Sene northern Norway and provides panoramic views of Enugu, as Mifjord could be viewed from Segla.
Let me video Lola as she's bending down with her bag to climb. Wait, I don't want to hold where they.
That thing you are holding is not in it.
Okay, it's not strong.
Now, they're like a rope.
The other one.
Where's the other one?
Hold that thing. See the way
I don't want to hold. I don't want to carry you. Wait, I'll come on a video. I'll have him. Are you the one video?
The narratives about Millikan Hills, coal mining activities and the Emwo caves are fascinatingly interconnected, but historians are yet to exhaust them. The closure of the Udi mine in 1936 resulted from the double whammy of dwindling revenue from coal because of the conversion to diesel-powered engines and downturn in productivity. The 1949 senseless massacre of 12 workers and 21 seriously injured people at the Ivy Valley mine remains evergreen as one of most heart-wrenching cases of man-inhumanity to man. Apologies to Leon Uris. To date, many would conclude from the report of Fitzgerald Commission that investigated the unjust and avoidable loss of life that greed, self-preservation and unalloyed racial disdain were at play. Two factors drove the local market for coal, use in energy generation and electricity supply. In Nigeria, according to historians, the railway transport system was consuming about 60% of coal production at a time. The global advocacy for use of cleaner renewable energy source, coupled with the need to mitigate its negative environmental impact, especially SO2 emission given its effect on production of acid rain, has affected coal production. Check for video of electricity generation by a coal plant and busy transport system. The recent attempt to revert or continue the use of coal for electricity supply by some developed countries buttresses the fact that individuals' interest drives the call for sustainable energy use and not the deafening noise about climate change and global warming. The exigencies of war between Russia and Ukraine have exposed the hypocrisies about emissions cutting by developed economies. What matters is the availability of cheaper energy at all cost. For example, Germany, after the Russians cut off gas supply to Europe, jettisons her decision to stop the use of coal for energy and resuscitated coal mines already put out. Therefore, the consistent call by the Enugu state government on the federal government for the resale of dormant coal blocks shows her commitment to the revival of the moribund Nigeria's coal industry. Having bought some assets of Nigerian Coal Corporation in 2013 through the Bureau for Public Enterprise, she wants to leverage acquisition of more coal blocks to attract world players in the coal business. Chief Onima Ukenwonai. Account about coal production business in Nigeria will not serve its purpose without a mention of the late Chief Onima Ukenwonai, who played key role in the general economic development of Enugu and its environs. His role was of such significance that he had a mine named after him, and the popular Onima Hills in Enugu, Ogu Onima, still stands to his credit in recognition of his service to humanity. He was such a great philanthropist whose contributions to the general well-being of the people remain outstanding to date. He was an astute businessman whose foray into agriculture earned him more fame across the country. The warehouse and abattoir he privately built as a big player in farm produce business, cattle rearing and beef selling business in the eastern Nigeria have been preserved. Though he was a philanthropist who established schools, built churches and mosques, constructed roads and provided shelter for the poor, his lifestyle was flamboyant and organized. He has a warehouse where his stored spirit drink still stands. One of Chief Onima, grandson, has this to say.
I'm a Prince Mike, and I go to Moyama. Moyama, Zapara, Ibe Mike, look, Yama. Yama, Zapara, Oyama. The Oparo Oyama Dendo. Surviving son of Oyama. Because he has a child. The first son, Henry, all the children were law. I don't know why. So he just died, and my father doesn't take over. So Ebabo Nobi Oyama, the paramount chief Oyama, the Kula of Abaja, the son of Awusi of Eke. Awusi bu Nwa Ozoji. So in our family, this kindred, this royal family, the Ozoji royal family. Yes. What Takusheyi?
Okay, did you manage Chief Onyama? Can you tell us what is known? What can be reckoned as Chief Onyama and the role he played?
Chief Onyama now, Okulo of Abaja, Negoshi, Naya represents Naya Abaja. Abaja in those days comprised Abaja and Kano. Okuloha, the mouthpiece. So Okuloha, in fact, Oya, Boye Mayor, the Abaja and Kano, Aya, Ajurana, also, Young with education, with Oka, RCM, Catholic Church.
Oh no, here. We don't see it from
Oh, Hannah Zabunu, Roman Catholic Church.
Okay.
Oh, Hannah Zabunu,
Roman Catholic Church. I have to tell you, Neke, because I did the CMS. Oyama, Chukuyere wisdom, mother na extraordinary wisdom. So Obiaramba, their period do not accuse. Obuna Haji Wakus. Oshimbo, Achoho Yaji Wakus Rumia. Well, the cousin, Joseph Okewako, Chair Joya Aguilera. Nando Naso secretly. However, we have an illiterate. But then how we go one day. But that's separate meaning as some daughter. Yeah, I got to have that. The buttons on the mechanics from Aguilera. But that I usually work as well the mother. Now, yeah, I'm very happy. Because he had many wives. She do Jewoka. Kaya Jewoka. Jewa. So yeah, one more. But Jewoka, but I relate to it the father, the daughter. I put MC every year. Because all like that, mom with the likeness of the daughter. Though that Papaya, I wish it to slave dealing, our slave traders, and then Jaro Chukumba. I encountered Dutch for the first time. Yes. So, in fact, I am in this area. I am with the civilization. One cause I don't really.
Now, more and Dutch doing here who is the major thing or pattern to cool, it was a little cool. Nayan also, or in the government, I can't imagine the here of winning. I see the going here. I am a man who wouldn't so. I'm going to go Yama. I'm going to here.
Enwanoi Okoka Caves.
There is a flowing stream to the cave. The stream is flowing from the cave. So we are going inside the cave.
Yeah. Hi. They are all sweating. Yes. This is blind. I did this is the it's not easy.
This is another part of the cave.
But they can, they don't make finance all these things. If I with a white sand.
Enwo Enugu people are descendants of Engo Ekeo, who had 10 children that later became head of communities classified into Enwo Uno and Enwo Asa. The Enwo caves and waterfall are at the foot of the Millikan Hill, providing stunning scenery, and people throng to the site on daily basis for recreation and spiritual fulfillment. The caves are landforms of different shapes built from limestone rock. Inside the Enwo cave, waterfall results from an opening at the top of the cave, which allows a gush to fall a distance of about 30 meters, and at the foot of the cave, forms a shallow clean pool.
Waterfall is a cave and waterfall. Wow. God is
Somewhere above the cave and a pine tree forest showing the top of the cave. Ooh.
It's not easy. Babe, yeah. You made it. You made it. You made it. You made it.
Who sent you?
Hold her. Hold her. Hold her. Hold her. Hold her. Yeah, babe, you made it. You made it. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, your own.
Easy, boy.
But somebody helped you.
Easy.
You were. You know the person.
Yeah, you made it also. We made it.
I beg, I don't tire.
The other one is not climbing. So what is this? So here, he said that during the war, when the army discovered this place, they camped here. They came to this point and camped at that place. So from there, they come out and go back again. You see? So that's here. Jesus. Yeah. Hi. They are all sweating. Yes. This is blind.
The pine tree and atmospheric chemistry.
It's not easy. Babe, yeah, you made it.
Who's saying to me?
Hold her. Yeah, babe, you made it. Yeah, bro. Easy, boy.
But somebody helped you. You were. You know, be better.
Yeah, you made it also. You made it.
I beg, I don't tire.
The other one is not climbing. So what is this one?
The pine forest also at the valley of the Millikan Hills makes a visit to the Enwo and Wai Ukoka caves, a worthwhile experience as it offers a first-hand appreciation of the role forests play in mitigating global warming. Benefits of the pine seeds are tremendous as a kilogram of knot of pine goes for $117. The other commercial use of pine tree include production of turpentine, rosin, pulp and paper. The wood of pine is used in construction and furniture industry. Recent evidence by atmospheric chemists has shown that the scented gas from pine forest form aerosol, which grows from about 1.0 nanometer in size to 100 nanometers in about a day. At this size, they are large enough to promote cooling by reflecting sunlight back into space and form particles for cloud formation. Therefore, scientific data are increasingly becoming available to provide a clear understanding about how scented gas from forest enhances capacity in the formation of particles with reflecting ability to limit rising temperatures.
Somewhere above the cave and a pine tree forest showing the top of the cave. Ooh.
Youth groups from Enwo and surrounding villages meet regularly to organize cultural activities and execute developmental programs which promote the general good of their respective communities. For example, the Udo festival held biannually by the youth of Oyokoka provides opportunity for them to come together to celebrate with roasting of yam in which non-indigenes are free to participate and important issues, which border on the community's development are discussed. The Ozala Lake and its crocodiles. The chief priest. Ozala is a well-known town, popular for its lake and magical crocodiles. The town is located between Akegbiokunono and Obe in the Nkonu West local government area of Enugu State. The British colonial government phonetically referred to Ozora as Ozala. Oral narration holds that Ogana, a hunter from Ozora in Oktotu, Udi local government discovered a stream during a hunting expedition and he excitedly announced the development to his people. A river called Ofemo, which flows from Woody Hills runs across the town and serves as the only source of water.
So no you open a day me mine and I go so you open and I go wash on so you got you have on so balls that at the whole. You not so when you got some such you so the call why you know now December ain't no go feel say oh yeah you wanna what I can no way you be no I got a baby ozi I got a baby ozi I got my career go menan you go menan she wear until January. But in the end, we make it for January, maybe very met with him. In that way, make it up, then a man will do.
The people of Ozala are predominantly farmers, and butchery is also a cherished vocation among them. In most communities in Igbo land, people from Ozala are usually the key players in the beef selling business because of the cultural belief and emotional attachment to the vocation as a profitable venture. In Ozala, worship of two deities predominates, Oni Ozala and Denwo. Oni Ozala has a shrine not far from a dedicated lake inhabited by crocodiles that the people believe are representatives of the gods, who protect them. At the other section of the shrine are gongs placed on a wooden frame. No one visits the lake without making provision for a fowl to be offered as sacrifice. The chief priest carries out other associated rituals, thereafter throws a live fowl into the lake, and within seconds the crocodiles devour it. On the other hand, Ozala people regard Ndenwo as gods of fertility, and people who share this belief from across the country and beyond visit the shrine to make supplications for fruit of the womb. Oral tradition holds that anyone who is desirous of pregnancy and sits on the magical seat at the shrine will conceive within a record time. The general poor state of security in the country, particularly southeast, is of serious concern to all. Security is a crucial factor in promotion of tourism, which goes a long way to determine how the people and their culture are viewed and respected. Perception about safety of life and property determines the willingness of the people to visit historical places or participate in important events for a rewarding experience. The proactive decision of Enugu state government to reconstruct the Millikan Road, where many had plunged to untimely death, would make people who hitherto would never consider a trip to Enwo Cave have a change of mind. Armed security personnel familiar with the terrain and specially equipped with capacity to curtail the excesses of underworld should be provided at the site. Safe access road and competitive holiday resort close to the sites will boost confidence of the people. The particular business model, which would be most appropriate to attract private investment, should be facilitated by government at the 3 tiers. The joint management of Awan Cave and Waterfall by the Catholic Church and the community provides a classical example, where proprietary rights, use and management of a natural resource could work under a business model, which at least guarantees the recovery of fixed costs. Whatever the business model chosen, it must ensure mutual benefits to all the stakeholders. Initiation of lecture series where different perspectives will be constantly offered on the need to sustain the memories of the 12 workers massacred at Ivy Valley Mine is long overdue. This is with a view to highlighting why Nigeria, after 63 years of independence, should own the process and develop local capacity for exploitation of naturally endowed resources and non-oil. It is therefore not out of place to regularly re-examine issues associated with wanton loss of life and the Fitzgerald's report, which investigated the unfortunate incident. The recent resignation of a former British journalist from British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, on account of having enough time to contribute to efforts aimed at canvassing reparation for the Caribbean countries for their suffering during slave trade, in which her family played a key role, introduces a new perspective. However, despite the controversies surrounding the real reason slavery was stopped almost 120 years ago, it is heartwarming that the dehumanizing treatment of man by man in the name of slave trade could still touch the conscience of the likes of Laura Trevelyan too, whose family announced a £100,000 payment in return for their slave-owning past. It is hoped that the lecture series will bring to the consciousness of the world the 1949 cruelty, which unjustly terminated lives of some Nigerians for demanding better pay and conducive work environment. The NLN's team is presently in consultation with stakeholders on how to syndicate annual tour of historical sites in Enugu State and other states as part of the library effort to document aspects of Nigeria's history which inspire unity and engenders national integration. A lore and early political influence.